This episode of Lore Drop is sponsored by Lisa Baker.
Hi, Mom!
There was a crazy crack ship backstage for that cracked me up. The crack ship of Glitch and Percy. Or not Glitch and Percy!
Glitch and Daphne.
Glitch and Daphne!
And recording.
Hello, welcome to Lore Drop. Man, we're 2 for 2 of chaotic openings for this recording day. Hello, welcome to Lore Drop, a Reinvent podcast. I'm Abby, the executive director of Reinvent Productions.
I'm Ben, the creative and artistic director.
And today we have not one but 2 extra party members. We'll start here.
Yay! Hi,
Who are you?
I'm Izzy. I'll also be named Lark sometimes.
Yeah.
Izzy Lark. Who are
Yeah.
you?
I'm Colin, I'm Brown.
Great. Awesome. We're going off to a great start. So these are 2 of Benjamin's former students. They graduated from Coronado, and well,
You lived.
we lived, we survived.
Never again.
But they were 2 of the actors that were in the second edition of What If, a Reinvent story, which was our first story that we put on stage in the Reinvent universe, which is pretty freaking cool.
That is really cool.
So we're gonna be talking. This is a.
You got it.
We believe in you.
I was about to say.
So this is a time capsule episode. Where we're gonna. And it'll be fun because it's kind of a little bit of a compare and contrast of what changed and what was different, what was kind of stayed the same, and all this stuff. So we get to tell a bunch of stories. Maybe stories that you guys haven't heard yet, so that'll be fun. But before we get into that, we have to decide the most important part of the episode, which is what animated quartet we are. And we're going to go with My Hero Academia. So for me and Ben, it's Eraserhead and Miss Joke. We have to decide which ones you guys are, though.
Oh, I love that. I don't know.
Izzy gives me Shinso vibes.
Shinzo, nice.
Yeah.
That is the best compliment I've ever received.
Heck yeah.
I love
you.
Shinso. They're one of my favorite characters ever.
I've been assigned Kirishima in my friend group.
Kirishima.
Yeah, it's so manly.
That's good.
We just got to.
Also, because I won't shut the hell up.
I've been. We're having Justin watch My Hero. I'm trying to get him to get through it before he moves back to New York.
They just started season 4, which is my favorite season, and I was like sobbing just like listening passively to the episode. I'm like,
Real.
I can't
I
do
was like
this,
looking
dude.
behind. I was like, oh, Ben's crying. Oh.
Perfect timing, too, for the short film. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
Fun.
I
But
need
yeah,
to
no, we
rewatch.
just watched the episode where the
His boy meets. They made
Eri. They met Eri. They also, it's Kirishima's first his character development episode where he's like, I can do this.
Yay.
got to see
Kirishima
Red
was
Riot.
literally one of my
That
favorite
was, like,
characters.
Love
One of my
Kirishima.
favorite episodes
Yeah.
just of all time.
It's so
Because they
good.
finally give character development to
Yeah,
some
they,
Kiri
folks.
they
Gliss.
brought in a guest animator for the opening sequence of that episode.
Really?
The one with the giant kaiju fight. That's why it looks so good.
Okay.
Because they were like, they
I
brought
need to
in
rewatch
someone who
this.
specifically works on kaiju anime to do that
Okay.
fight.
Nice. Okay, cool. All right, so we got our characters.
Woo.
All right, Ben, tell us about What If, a Reinvent story.
Yeah. So the play of What If a Reinvent Story, and we'll focus on the second edition. It is about a teenage vigilante named Percy who gains and learns or gains new powers of time manipulation and learns how to use them in this exciting action-packed story of heroism and perseverance.
And nothing goes wrong.
Absolutely
Yeah.
nothing goes
Totally.
wrong.
Yeah.
It is a stage play. It falls under the superhero, action, and sci-fi genres. Some featured characters include Percy Variel, Glitch, Andrew Blood, and Daphne Variel. The debut production of this was in July of 2024, and our second edition production was in April of 2026 this year.
Yeah, as of recording this, we are 3 days away from the 2-year anniversary of us opening that show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
It was July
Mhm.
5th and 6th that we
Yep.
did those shows. So
Y'all feel old now?
crazy. I
Yeah.
do.
Every day of my
Seeing
life.
like seeing all my little like memories pop up on my Facebook of being like, wow, this is crazy. Because like we're in tech at this point, so like I'm getting all these memory.
Listen to
Things
the old
pop up.
heads talking about Facebook.
At least I'm not talking about MySpace. Anyway, so, and this was the original production was a show that originally was supposed to be 30 minutes long because I was just ending my residency with a shut up. I was ending my residency with the theater I was at the time, and I was like, oh, I want to. Selfishly, I want to do stage combat and show off and do it with my friends. And we were like, oh, let's like make an episode of a TV show or like an episode of an anime or whatever. And then it became a full length show. But yeah, one of my favorite characters I've ever written was Percy. She's so fun. So it is quite obvious which anime we were watching at the time when this was written. Very heavily inspired by My Hero Academia. Also has a lot of Spider-Man influence with it. And we'll talk a little bit more about how the Spider-Man influence is going to be even more so in the next edition of this, which I think I'm going to write. The next edition of the show that I write will be the definitive edition.
Nice.
But yeah, it's been cool. We went back through the script after y'all read it the first time with your students at Coronado.
Which was we read it the first time as an option for one act play.
Oh
Yeah.
Is what I
forgot
pitched it
about
as.
that.
I remember being so upset that we didn't do it for one act.
Because what, that was the first one we read for that, right?
It was that one, and then She Kills and whatever
and
the third one
and
was.
then Persephone, or
We didn't really like Persephone.
No, it wasn't even an option.
compared to the other two.
No, it kind of
The
got
other two were
blown out
just
of
so
the water.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Listen, in my defense, the synopsis made Persephone sound like it would be really good. It was not. But I remember very vividly reading it with everyone the first time, and the sentiment from a lot of people was like, "Hey, this is really great. We don't want to cut anything out of this, though."
Yeah.
And so then it didn't take a lot of convincing for me to just say, "Okay, we'll just do it here then."
Which I thought was pretty neat. So I took that script and was like, oh, shoot, there's a lot of typos in this. Let's fix it.
There was.
Yeah.
So we wrote that script in 2 weeks, really.
Oh, wow.
Because the entire process of What If from start to finish was 6 weeks of like conception to getting it on its feet to tech to performing it. So it was kind of a whirlwind. Still a really good script for being only written in 2 weeks, but alas, was still written in 2 weeks, and you could tell. So there were some details that I had gone back, and also like I went back and fixed some like lore things that made things make more sense. Like for some reason we had that Andrew was hunting the vampires.
Always talking about those vampires.
And I was like, okay, well let's cut this out because this has nothing. We don't see any of the vampires on stage with this, so cut that out. We made it that Andrew was hunting Glitch the entire time. Or hunting, trying to find.
Looking for Glitch, yeah.
Oh shoot, we gotta like say that. So Kyle, Kyle was Andrew Blood, and Izzy was Glitch. Which was really cool.
Still one of my favorite roles to date, if not the favorite.
It was so cool.
It was great.
It was so cool. But yeah, do you want to?
There's also Kyle was also our fight captain for this one.
I was surprisingly.
And Lark was also our assistant director and lighting designer.
Your W voice crack.
No, it was a good time all around. Do we want to talk about these changes that we had across the board first?
Sure. A lot of the ones I wrote down were less changes to the script and more so like character interpretation changes across the board. I found some things with like pretty much all the characters had very different interpretations, which is just what happens when you do a show with different people. But this was fun to bring it to you guys with like outside of because Lark, you worked with us on Ordinary Heroes, and Kyle, you saw Ordinary Heroes, so like you had some reference for some reinvent things. Oh. Surprise Mountain Dew. It's entered the chat.
Spawned in a Mountain Dew out of nowhere. I'm over here dying of thirst.
And so I'll sort of go down the list of these characters. So our version of Percy, which was played by Kendall, this version of Percy was more like naturally confident, I would say, than Abby's was. Whereas like being the superhero was much more easy for Kendall's version of Percy. It was like that was her unmasking entirely. And we're just like, no, this is me. And it very like the whole Batman Bruce Wayne thing where it's like Bruce Wayne is the mask for Batman. So that was sort of the vibe we got with that one. And then Glitch this time around, we leaned way more into like the animalistic and like primal
Yes.
version of Glitch instead of like the Taylor's initial version, which is very like plotty and scheming. And this one, we also like really explored the multiple personalities, like fighting for control and like trying to like see who's who and like where. Like I feel like the previously in the initial edition, like Glitch was the alias for Heath still, but this one, Glitch and Heath are two different people.
Well, yeah.
Even to the point where like we completely changed. It's like no, Glitch is like a not they them as in non-binary. They them as in multiple people.
Literally multiple
Shigaraki
people.
type movement.
Yeah.
Which is a thing,
mhm.
quite literally.
Yeah. But that was a lot of fun to explore. With Kyle, with your version of Andrew, was a lot of fun because we talked about this before. You're the first person to portray Andrew other than me ever. And so the fun thing with this was that your version of Andrew was way more like upbeat and energetic and like curious to an extent.
Yeah.
Whereas I remember when I was playing it, it was very like angry and tired.
It's interesting that you point out that Kyle played more upbeat Andrew, because with us looking at Cataclysm and all the stuff, and then me hearing you edit your lines as Andrew for Cataclysm season 1, I'm like, oh look, it's the upbeat. He's like, he's not like. He is just like, he's enjoying his job.
Yeah.
He enjoys the work he does in Cataclysm.
Pre-killing one of his best friends and being abandoned by the other two.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't understand really how to be 40.
Fair.
I mean,
I still had the joy and whimsy of being in high school, so I could be a little bit more upbeat still.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair. I will say that your costume, the day that Ben sent me the picture of your costume, I was like, is that Light Yagami? It's like, that was the first.
I looked in the mirror when I found that red tie and I go, oh,
Did you take
my
a chip
God.
and eat it?
No, because I was in costume.
Hey!
Light, I ate so much.
Love you,
Sorry,
Lisa.
Lisa.
Sorry, Mom.
She sponsors the episode.
Crazy.
But from there, moving on to Daphne, which we had dear Jordy playing Daphne this time around. This version of Daphne felt, at least to me in directing, it felt way more protective of Percy, like from the jump. Whereas with Liz's version of Daphne, like she was very like supportive and like, okay, yeah, this your superhero thing is like your hobby, whatever, you know. It's like someone doing a club after school is sort of how she treated it. Whereas like Jordy's Daphne was like the whole time is like, do not get hurt.
Yeah.
Do not.
Yeah.
And I think that that's interesting, especially since like there's like, because I really didn't change a lot of the dialogue for Daphne.
Oh yeah, Daphne's was pretty much the same dialogue.
But it was just it's like Liz's version of Daphne was a little bit more hands-off parenting, and then like it was definitely was like they had more of the sister vibe, and Jordy and Ken's Daphne and Percy was very much more that like this Daphne was like, I am having to parent my sister, and like that relationship was a lot different. So, and I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Like, why am I having to be a single mother? I'm only 100 and whatever.
117.
117.
Exactly. Moving on from there, we get everyone's favorite just street goons, Stick, CJ, and Andre, played respectively by Robbie, Bailey, and Aiden in the second edition. So for me, this was a lot of fun to explore this one because this version of the trio featured like initially CJ was the only one that was like the goofy one, right? And because I was played by Jules.
All of them were goofy.
Yes, all three of them were goofy in our version of this.
The little,
to
little
their own
snap
extent.
thing that they did together. That's one of my favorite production photos.
Yes.
It's like the Hamilton work bit.
I was thinking of that one group that went on. I think it was American Idol, and they were auditioning.
Oh, the
and
Click.
We're the Click.
Yeah.
One time?
Click or click.
Yeah, their little pose was so good. But it was so yeah, they felt more like just a group of like goofy teenagers than an actual group of like professional criminals like they claim to be. Which I thought was just very fun to explore, especially in that opening scene. From there, we get next Bright Star, which was played in this version by Bree and initially by Julia as well in our initial production. So that was the other one. We had
med students.
Yes. Yeah. We had
students.
the fortune of significantly less double casting in our version of this one as well. Still didn't have like a huge cast. It was still very like compact, more than we had initially. So yeah, I think this was fun to explore with this version of Bright Star because she was a less a far less competent fighter in this version, but that was crazy fast. She was a less competent fighter, but she was the star gloves themselves were way stronger this time around. And maybe that's just a fact of we could flash very bright lights.
Yeah, I really liked Bree's Bright Star outfit.
The outfit was also
cute.
really cool.
It was based off of a.
Thank you, Mom.
A drawing. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Lisa. It was based off a drawing that Ken did. The Bright Star.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was during the table
I
work
remember.
week.
Okay, hold on. I gotta go back. I gotta go back. I cried on the spot whenever I saw Ken's drawing, like her first like initial like just sketch drawing.
Baby search fan art.
Because I really was.
Yeah.
I was like, somebody that's not me, or like people that are like I don't know this child, but she just drew one of our characters, and I was like, are you kidding me? And she had shown me like the sketch, and then she was like, oh, let me show you what I did on my phone with my finger, and I was like, what do you mean? She did our poster for Town Squad on her
I bet
phone
you
too,
said it
which
just
is
like that too.
crazy.
Yeah.
I feel so old when I'm like, I have a hard time using my Apple Pencil.
No, me too. Don't worry. Don't worry.
It's like I just
Power
want paper,
creep is
please.
rough.
But anyway, yeah, that was pretty cool.
From there, next we got the next one was River, and this one was a lot of fun. River was played by Jax in our version, which was delightful. Originally played by Justin Gonzalez.
Oh, I need to see clips of this.
It's really funny, but this version of River was way more like just quirky than an outright hipster. And was also a lot more like attentive to Percy from the beginning of the show, and it was just instead of like very sort of like dismissive like Justin's version was.
Jax like circled like a shark. It was crazy.
That was scary.
I was horrified backstage. The first time we did the blocking and everything for that, I just looked at Jax like a worried parent. Of, there's a creepster in this daycare, and I don't know why.
Oh man.
I also played a rendition of River for Theater Alive.
That's true. You did.
And Jordy was Percy.
The hand sniff was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the weirdest notes I've given.
It's one of the weirdest notes I've gotten.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, I don't remember the line for it, but it was like raw. It was like, this is so raw.
Natural and raw.
Oh,
What
man.
other way is there to say that line?
Yeah.
There's not. Well, then finally there's Jason.
Yep. And Jason was played by Natalie in our version of this.
Jason.
Yeah.
And in this version, Jason looked like Jesus.
He did.
Yeah. But I think the other thing was that we also dived a lot more in like the background with Jason and Glitch and their connection to each other. And it was way more like personal and like tragic in this depiction of it as well, which was delightful.
Yeah.
Natalie like did a really good job at the beard. I was like,
Since when did we have a Jesus cosplayer? I didn't know that we were allowed to do that in a Texas school.
That was crazy.
It was literally the belts that she had and the beard that made her look like Jesus.
And also the white costume.
Yes.
Who did the beard the first time? Because that one was spot on.
Was it Dana?
Oh, I don't know if Dana was helping with makeup this time around. I know Mason was helping the first time we were doing
It was
makeup.
probably Mason.
there was a crazy crack ship backstage for that cracked me up. The crack ship of Glitch and Percy. Or not
Glitch-
Glitch and Percy.
Not Glitch and Percy. Glitch and Daphne.
Glitch and Daphne. Literally just because Jordan.
Daphne.
Just
Daphne.
But it
Yeah, that was
like
wild.
some of the stuff that you were talking about at first, I was like, whatever. But then I was like, wait,
The hostage scenes, just
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me fiddle with her hair. Let me fiddle with her ears. It's fine.
and then let me
Yeah.
snap your shoulder out of place. How does that sound?
Let me
That
flirt
was
with you and then
gnarly.
kill you.
Yeah.
Daphne. Jeez, I'm having a really hard time with names. Jordy was so good at dying. Like
Mhm.
it was awesome, especially the
I feel
arm
bad.
break. It was awesome. No, don't feel bad. It was great.
My wife.
It was very.
My wife.
It was surreal watching it. And
I feel like I took it a step too far by telling Justin to put in the Viltrumite stab.
that was awesome.
hand, yeah,
No,
that
that was
ruled.
really cool.
I wasn't there when y'all were choreographing that, and
Yeah,
I'm
because
so
we were
upset
working
about
one
it.
act. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just in the little stage that we had in the room, and I was
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm glitched now. I'm gonna throw a little of my own things in here. Let me just Viltrumite stab this woman here.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And
It was
I accidentally punched her in the hip doing it the first
Oh,
time.
Oh no. It was really fun. So kind of pivoting a little bit. So for first edition of this, I acted, directed, and did almost all the fights for the show. Josh Rapp came and did our final fight for
Did the sword
Andrew
fight.
and Glitch because I was tired. But getting to have Justin choreograph this one, Justin Kroll, not Justin Gonzalez. That'd be crazy.
You're
Justin
wild.
Gonzalez being a fight choreographer. So having my big brother fight bro dude being the one who did the fight choreography for this one was really cool. And getting to see the different interpretation that he had of the fights as opposed to me. That was fun. And y'all killed it. It was fun.
All I remember from is Justin yelling at me to tabletop. I was like, I'm sorry.
It's okay. He barks at me too.
Yeah.
The other thing I wish is that we explored more of Glitch's stolen powers. That's the one, literally the
Yes.
one thing that I wish we explored more.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something. So, with the watching y'all do the second edition of the show, got like my wheels turning for some like additional scenes I want to add. Because like for the definitive edition, I want it to be that it's Percy's senior year, and she's like, that's where the Spider-Man influence comes in, where it's like she's trying to balance being a vigilante and but then like being like, where do I go to college, and is like freaking out about all that stuff. I do want to have a Andrew and Daphne scene in the gemstone offices. And then but I do want to have more stuff for Glitch, kind of like explaining what's going on with them. The stuff that you did with Glitch was like, oh,
That was
Thanks.
and
Oh
we
yeah,
have to,
I did that in callbacks.
yeah, and speaking of callbacks, we have to throw this out there that you guys completely like threw the idea of what casting was going to be like out the window
yeah.
in my brain
Yeah.
once
Well,
callbacks
yeah.
happens.
It was crazy. So okay, so I was at the auditions for this as well, and it was you and Ken reading the Glitch and
yeah,
Percy scene.
that's what I knew. Sold it.
Well, and the thing is that I think it was that scene, but there was like there might have been a different scene that like Ken did, but like whenever she left the room, I like turned to Ben and I was like, that was me on stage. Like so many, like not exactly like what I did, but like just the mannerisms that I had been doing with Percy, like seeing an actual teenager perform it instead of a 25-year-old. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Which is cool. But yeah, no, it was like there was a point where Ben and I were just sitting there like, well, shoot, any idea that we had just gotta crumpled up, throw it out, I guess.
Yep.
Me and Izzy knew for a fact that we switched the roles that we wanted to get.
Yeah.
Because you did like the chair throw or something, and then I got called back a second time for Andrew, and I just came out and I went, I'm so sorry.
I wanted to strangle him. I wanted to be Andrew so bad.
Well, because I knew it, because I messed up the way I wanted to do Glitch. I went in there and did like some weird thing with it when I went in the first time on the read through, and I was like, oh, well.
Well, here's the thing about you, Izzy. You could have played any part in that show, and it would have been like that. That was like one of those things. Like you're an actor who like is very versatile, and
Thanks.
it was a thing whenever you did your Glitch read, where I was like, Ben, it's so scary. We got
Yeah.
it. We got it. Like, can you imagine what'll happen when there's more time with the script? And it was very exciting to see all that happen.
One thing I noticed, because I know Colin, who was in the show for a bit but had to drop, audition for Glitch. And so did Kyle and I believe a few others. Maybe
Yeah,
like
I think
one
Natalie
other.
read for Glitch
Yeah.
too. At one
Yeah.
point.
They all read for Glitch in a very calm, collected, and composed way. I wanted to be different because I wasn't 100% like, oh yeah, I'll read for this role. It's fun. Why not? Let me
yeah.
do something crazy.
Get a little of this guy.
And
That's how it
crazy being
goes.
throwing a chair.
Yep.
Hey,
And then doing it on the last night and
shipping
dancing
the
the
stage.
Shifting the
stage.
stage.
Allegedly.
Yep.
no, there's no chip in the stage. What are you talking
Allegedly.
What are they gonna do?
Exactly.
Huber
Just
doesn't listen,
find
right?
me.
Yeah, no.
I also really enjoyed the little Kyleisms that got into this Andrew, because there were like
Oh no.
there were like some your scream.
I forgot about that.
I was so impressed at how far you were able to fly across the stage.
The pictures
in
that I
jump.
got from backstage
Yeah.
that night that we actually opened, and I was like,
I have one of them.
oh my god, I'm like a cat.
Mhm.
I
Got
it's
hair.
like feline pose going up.
It's like Andrew's entering the stage and Percy's like, "See," and you like screeched and went up into the rafters. It was quite impressive. There were like little costume pieces that got brought over. Like Ken wore my pants and my Deku mask. She also had my my little fight director's flannel. I will say a costume piece that we added that wouldn't have even been a thought 2 years ago when we did this, but having Percy come out wearing a Captain Amazing shirt at the end.
That was
Our friends like
good.
that were watching on our friends that were watching on Thursday night, I could hear them in the audience be like,
Yeah.
And I think that that's fun with our shows, is that like the more you watch reinvent shows, the more Easter eggs you're gonna catch from different things. Because if you don't know, it's like, oh, it's a CA shirt. Who is that? Oh,
Yeah. Well, that was fun. I remember doing the read through, the table read of it, and when we got to the end, and it was like, oh, Fortunato voiceover pops up, and like those
I lost my
those
mind.
were your
me
new
and Izzy
heroes.
started freaking.
Yeah.
Fortunato!
Yeah.
and that is something I'm going to put in the official licensing, that anybody who does our show, I will
Gotta use Kara's
send.
voice.
I will send the voice file of Kara doing
Yes.
the lines, because
Yes.
it is
It
that
has
is-
Because
to.
Kara's Fortunato.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's
No
yeah.
other person.
Yeah. But yeah. What was it like for you guys working on the show?
A lot of fun.
I took it and I ran with it. The second you told me of the podcast, I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna go listen to that." And the Andrew Blood episode just dropped,
Oh yeah.
and I was like a little kid on Christmas, and I just like I didn't even do my work that day in like third period or whatever it was. I just had both of my AirPods in, and I remember distinctively. I got to the part where his soul and his body is separated, and my teacher starts to try to talk to me. I didn't even notice her. I was like, huh? Sorry. I was so invested in
The
that.
only thing you talked to me about that day was Andrew.
Okay, so first of all, he's like, what do you mean his body and soul was separated and he killed his best friend? And then that gets referenced later in the show that I didn't know about. And then
Yep.
once I watched,
Yeah.
I started like
Yeah.
fangirling. I'm like, yo, I know nobody at this table is talking.
No, I get you. No, it's fine. It's fine. It was, again, another surreal moment of being like, oh, a person that has like no prior knowledge of this stuff now is like geeked out about writing that has been going on for 10 years at this point. And it's like, whoa, that's
Yeah.
crazy. It's like we've written cool stuff.
I was really tweaked out about Glitch, like in a very, very positive way. I had the most fun tormenting Kin on stage and tormenting really everyone.
Yeah.
But that was the most fun I probably have ever had on stage. Both on stage and off stage, really. I had a very hot costume, which is to nobody's fault but my own, because I designed it. But I was having a great time consistently, and that is, I feel like, in my life so far, it has been very hard to achieve. And this, just surrounded by people who truly enjoyed almost the exact same things that I did. Ooh. Was a very great experience, and I have felt that consistently with Reinvent in general as well. It has been very refreshing. It has been rekindling my love for theater.
Yay.
Yay. No, it was really cool to see all of y'all grow throughout the process, like, and seeing the confidence grow with everybody. It definitely was like it was a ragtag cast of, like, in the best way of y'all are weirdos. It's a bunch
Thanks.
of weirdos who were just happy to be there doing stuff. And I think a lot of times we take theater a little too seriously. It's like, yeah, let's take it seriously. The work we're doing matters.
Yeah.
But also, it's like it's not that serious.
Yeah.
I'm at least happy at where it ended up for me because there was a lot of up and downs, especially in the middle. It was like a very deep down.
Yeah.
And I'm happy at least I got to end it off on a good note. So I'm glad I got to end that little piece off with, because that was also one of my favorite productions I've done ever.
Me too.
Just because it was so much fun. It was, I actually got to like take a role and run with it for once.
Yeah.
Because you get your roles and you get to kind of like mess around with a little bit, but I actually got to like delve into this character. We don't talk about Into the Woods here. Thank you, Sondheim.
Thank you, Sondheim.
But no, I'm really glad that we had so much fun with it. There was a lot of stress with it for a lot of people. Sorry, Ben.
Yep.
But yeah, it was fun.
I feel like it was a good kind of stress, at least on my end. I had 3 jobs, but those are 3 jobs that I heavily enjoy doing in theater.
Yeah,
it was great.
I do. It was a tough year for me as well, with a lot of other like circumstances. But I'm very glad that is the project we got to cap it off with. And I do want to give credit to Chris Huber for even like letting us do it, because it wasn't like for theater they were like, you're really only expected to do musical in 1 act, and I was like, what if we did another one? And he was like, okay. And it's like, and let us do a show with an act of domestic terrorism in it. No big deal, I guess.
That's fine.
Thank you, Hubie.
Yeah. But that like I do remember in like him coming up afterward and saying that it was like the coolest theater thing he's seen Coronado do since him being there, and it was just like, heck yeah, nice. And well, and so I do enjoy that we had the opportunity to do it as well, because it was from that first reading for like the 1 act idea, and I was just like, oh no, I remember coming home to Abby and being like, they love it, like the show itself. And that hit really hard, and especially on like the like Saturdays. So if it's like, okay, come in and work on lights for 4 hours, which, man, we got some good stuff out of those.
Yes,
those lights are really dope.
And then there was one day
guys.
where as well it was a bunch of other like Reinvent folks also coming in and helping out with getting the set ready for 10 hours.
Yeah,
that was
a
fun
long
to
day.
witness for like an hour.
Yeah.
I was walking to the blind box. I see all the Reinvent people.
Yeah,
it was just me and who played Kyle again?
It was Andrew.
Andrew, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
like,
it was
me and Andrew
Kyle playing Andrew and Andrew who was playing Kyle.
Our friends who were in the original production, and then like Monica came and saw it because she hadn't seen anything.
Yeah.
Monica's favorite Reinvent show, at least as of the last time I talked to her about it, she was like, What If is one of my favorite ones. And that was just from her reading it. But then our friends seeing the work redone, a lot of it was like, it was kind of trippy to be like, oh, we did these lines and all this stuff.
Oh, that's me.
But then them noticing the changes that we made, and they were like, oh yeah, that was a good change. And the different characterizations that you guys brought gave it just like a new life, and then also just gave me inspiration for like, okay, like where do I actually want to take this story? Like Percy's a color guard girly now, canonically.
Oh yeah, canonically.
And I'm like, that makes sense. Especially it's like, if you were a color guard person with telekinesis, you'd never drop
dropping that flag.
And I'm like, that's such a great power to have if you were doing that. But that segues into follow-up and adjacent stories.
Yeah.
In a couple of weeks, we're going to be doing our 2027 season announcement, but we can do a little teaser for one of them.
Yeah.
Now.
So to sort of set up I've been set up for the spike here. There was one specific sequence in our version that it was one that I do like. I think our original one was fun, but this spawned from one of your ideas, Lark, with the lights for the Percy's like vortex of like the problem solving stuff.
We were going to talk about this.
Yeah. Because, and like, to be frank, we just have way more options of what we could do with our lights in this space compared to the LCT stage.
Yeah.
And so and like even staging wise of like having Percy's panic attack through the repeated things of like trying to beat Glitch over and over again. And so we threw in the moments of like little still shots of the other characters who've been influencing Percy up to that point, which made for some awesome production photos from the lighting. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And then, but the awesome thing, so to paint the picture visually for anyone, it opens up with like Percy just there in the center with this light, and the thing that lets you see her is this green light that comes up, and it's all like side and back lighting. And this green light comes up with Andrew, as we get some Andrew's voiceover stuff, and then one that comes up, it's pink with Daphne. And then there was a like yellow one that pops up for Jason, I believe, and then it was a blue one for River and an orange one for Bright Star. And there's a bit in the actual sound cue itself when the music swells up and it all goes away, and then you just get Glitch laughing, and all of those went back down. And right before the music drops again, all the lights dramatically like flash right back on, and then there was Glitch, who wasn't there before, and all the other characters are gone.
Scary.
I remember the first time we ran that with tech, I in the booth was audibly like, "Oh," because I knew it was happening, but I was still so scared.
I kept getting more deranged and deranged every time we did that scene.
Yeah.
Took a toll on my body, but it was great. I did crawl.
Yeah.
I did crawl. I was an animal on that stage. It was really fun.
Yeah.
I was growling a lot during that show too. Side note, when the show was over, I was like, oh man, I don't get to growl for no reason anymore.
Man. I mean, not with that attitude. But one of the other things is that specifically, like the sort of like physically glitching out and like moving around in that sequence sparked this idea in me and Abby of like, wait a minute, is Glitch catching on to what's happening with all the rewinding stuff? And then that spawned some of our conversations of like, hang on, what happens like later? What comes up with stuff?
Because Glitch is not dead.
Mm-hmm. I was very adamant about that when we were first doing this.
Yeah, I was like, okay, cool,
and I'm very happy about that now.
So I should have killed him?
No. Because what we did, this spawned the idea for a trilogy of plays that follow Percy as a main character, as a sort of like cycle between them, where the third one ends up looping back into What If. And so, and also the title is sort of following this idea of like picking up where the last one leaves off. So it's what if then what? Leading back into What If again.
We've been talking about trying to do a Christmas Carol adaptation for 2027. Oh, yeah. So we've been like, okay, well, what are we going to do with this? And I think that I had thrown out the idea. I was like, could we make Percy the main character of this Christmas Carol one and be like, oh, let's do a sequel? And I also, when we had started talking about this, I brought up there's a series called the Circle series by Ted Decker, and they're all different colored. It's like green, red, white, black, and I can't remember the order that they go in, but you can start them either with book 1 or book 0, and like it'll just constantly go in a loop with it. And I was like, oh, it could be kind of like that book series. So our second show, If Then, ideally is going to be our 2027 closer, and it takes place 10 years after, or at least 10 years. So whenever Percy is 28, I think.
I think it's 11 years.
Yeah, 11 years, yeah. So I'll be playing my age whenever we do it. But it's like she's more established in like the hero work that she's doing. But it's looking at the complications that can come from having time travel powers, and how much can you actually control, and like when do you need to let things happen that you don't necessarily want to happen. So that's kind of been the development for that. And then for the show, Then What? You kind of want to sprinkle in a little teaser about that one?
So this is a little side thing. The origins of Percy as a character don't actually come from Universe 17, which the story of What If takes place in. It comes from Universe 16, because I had a character who I saw that who all I had was like the name was Madame Ruin, and that she had like weird time powers, and the actual origin it became from that she was the one, like the time traveling ring originates in Universe 16, and that universe is 20 years further down the line than where Universe 17 is. And so the origin of that ring showing up at Andrew's doorstep is Percy in Universe 16 rewinding time to the point where she doesn't have the ring anymore, or attempting to do so, and that ends up accidentally sort of shunting her into Universe 17 and being like, this is not my world. What's going on here? And so the story with Then What follows that version of Percy, which is a villain instead of a hero. and like that sort of story of leading up to the point of like the situation getting so bad that she has to go back, 20 years in the past or whatever it is, right? To the point where she ends up in the pre what if stages and goes and drops the ring off at Andrew Blood's doorstep. But yeah,
start the cycle over again.
Yeah, but the other thing that we like is the idea of like through that Glitch being one of those like main protagonists that Percy just sort of always has to deal with. Antagonist, yes, sorry.
Glitch will never be a protagonist. I'm sorry, babe.
Got me excited.
But yeah, so that is to say that like the ideas and discussions around those, like the concepts for those stories would not have happened without like your guys' portrayals of these characters.
Oh yeah, absolutely not.
Start giving Glitch Jotaro powers. Like,
Yes.
This power is the same type as my power, so now I can use your power as well.
I want to audition for these next.
Heck yeah.
Pipe dream, I think, would be really fun, and we would literally have to schedule this around Kendall being in Lubbock. But I do think it would be fun if we do see Madame Ruin and Percy on stage at the same time. If I play Madame Ruin and Ken plays Percy, and I'm like, that'd be so fun.
Yeah, have a fun time with that.
Good luck getting Ken.
Yeah, going to super college.
No, she is going to super college because she's super smart. It's crazy.
Yeah, she is.
We'd have to do it
Her
over.
GPA,
We miss you, Ken.
Her GPA made me angry when I read it the first time. It's like 4.7 or something.
I didn't think you could get higher than like
at 4.5 at the lowest.
Yeah.
Were you at graduation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember a guy named Henley Christodoulou?
Oh,
yeah.
I remember because they sent his out to all the teachers, and I was like,
Don't
what the
remember.
heck?
No, he's one of one of the guys I hang out with a long time, and I just look at him and valedictorian, Mr. Valedictorian never had a B in his life, and his dad's a news anchor. Can you get any more
crazy?
Yeah.
Man.
I don't know what his dad has to do with it, but I have to bring it up every time I can.
We love that y'all are enjoying what we do with Reinvent,
of course.
and like that y'all's age group is into it, because we're like, are we just old and we think the stuff that we do is cool? But like, you guys did one, and then Youth Artists Guild Lubbock, they recently wrote a one-act that was a spin-off from Talon Squad.
Ooh.
I had a very fun time watching that production.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
you saw it the day I had to
did.
perform.
Missed out everything. I just missed out on everything. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed out on me performing that show too, because one of the kids was out, so I had to perform that day.
With these cushions
Deep
that we're sitting on.
sigh.
Yep. Yes. The cushions from Talon Squad live in our kitchen now.
Yep.
But because we bought them. But yeah, it's cool, and especially like we don't want to stay in a vacuum of like, oh, these are ideas. Like, you guys bring really good ideas, and any actors that come in and work with us, like, we take the ideas that people bring and we're like, didn't think of it that way, and a lot of times those get incorporated into the characterization of everybody moving forward, which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
Glitch especially changed a lot.
Yeah.
And like, I love what Taylor like set the groundwork for.
Oh yeah.
But like, you had way more time with the character.
That
like, you
significantly more time.
You had the luxury of not writing the character as we went. You already had the script, and you were like, well, let me try this, and we were like, oh,
let me throw a chair.
Yeah.
Well, that was a fun thing with the process of the original What If process. We made the fights first, and then build the story around the fights.
Ooh.
I'm jealous of the pipe that Taylor got in the first production.
Oh yeah,
pipe.
and you like
I think
smashed my arm with it.
I think the pipe's over there. Yeah.
I'm holding it for the rest of this.
Nice.
It's foam. It's kind of squishy. It's
But
nice.
This one we had the fun thing of getting to work on like the blocking and of the scenes for like a good while before Justin was able to come in and do the fights, because he was out of state working on Percy Jackson before coming and helping with us.
Okay, when you first told me about Justin, I was scared out of my britches.
No, me too.
Dude, you're like, black belt, all this. He studied in China with monks. I'm like, so what is this Batman level martial artist that you're bringing to me? And it's just this
and
dude.
Then we meet Justin.
It's just this autistic dude obsessed with cats.
Crazy.
Okay, cool. I love Justin.
No, yeah.
So me and him linked, and we just.
He loves it.
Absolutely.
Clinked in just the right way.
Yeah.
Yes. yes, he's a.
No,
yep,
that's great.
That's a
And
great way to describe it.
Yeah, and he would tell me every day he had such a good time like working with you guys and everyone on the show.
He gives good hugs.
He
yeah,
does.
he does.
No, I tell you what, the chaos, and here's the other thing. I did my best to not be at rehearsals whenever Justin was there because he and I are terrible influences on each other.
I have noticed.
Yeah.
You too.
You should see us whenever we're just working on it because he and I are working on a short play together right now where it's just us beating each other up for 20 minutes. And our rehearsals are chaotic. I'll show you some of our footage from
Cannot
rehearsal.
wait.
Just the few times that you were there, is be like, can someone go let Abby in the door? And we all go, Abby, and we all scream. You get into the auditorium, and almost not even a minute later, you guys are like fighting or wrestling on the ground.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we're back to it.
Yeah.
Throwing kicks and everything.
Yeah. He and I, unfortunately, are very terrible influences on each other. Before we wrap up today's episode, do y'all want to give a shout out to anyone or anything?
My wife, Jordy.
Yay.
I actually do want to give a shout out to Jake. He just shipped out today.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And he is going to boot camp. And as much as I dog on him and he dogs on me, I love him very much.
Aw.
And that's a day one.
Yeah.
And
That is his day
he's going to
one.
be gone for 3 months.
Man.
Bless him. He is such a sweetheart.
Mhm.
He
Love
he
Jake.
ran that backstage like tight ship.
Yeah,
I
he
was like,
did.
that's a football boy right there. He's
Yeah.
like telling people where to go and stuff. It was great. No,
Mhm.
he's a good bean. And his Uncle Andrew was crazy.
So
Yeah,
funny.
we
Yeah.
quote that
Oh my
all of the
God.
time because of him. It's
Yeah.
great.
Ah, Naomi, what is the pie?
Polly, where's Polly?
Oh, man.
What happened to Polly? Where's Polly? Where's Polly?
Yeah.
I hated those lines.
Man. Okay. Yeah. So Jake, and then yes, Jordy.
Jordy, I would love you forever.
Happy senior year, babe.
Happy senior year. I wish you all of
Yes.
the luck in the world. You might need it. Sorry.
Ooh, you're going to need it. God bless you.
You are a very
Coronado
wonderful
can burn.
person.
A varsity cheer captain.
Varsity
for-
cheer captain.
Yeah.
Her entire cheer camp was in front of my shop the entire time. As soon as this podcast ends, I'm ranting.
And I think I read her Instagram, right? She's an All-American cheerleader
I think
nominee,
she
is.
which
Nice.
is really cool.
That rules.
My mom was that. She got to do the Macy's Day Parade whenever she was
Ooh.
younger. So,
Meh-meh.
but yeah, we love you, Jordy.
We love you, Jordy.
Love you, Jody.
Love you,
and,
Jordy.
and Jake.
And you
Yeah,
too.
you, I guess.
So
Jake, you're
I
fine.
hope you die of heat stroke during boot camp. All right.
Oh, it's crazy.
Crazy.
Let me look. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Lore Drop.
And remember,
Being fantastic starts with being a fan.
Reinvent Productions is proudly sponsored by 5 Points Corporation Lubbock and Savannah Rashida Photography, as well as our other wonderful community patrons. Our home base in Lubbock is Hollingsworth Hall Cultural Center at 4228 Boston Avenue. For more information on how to support our 501c3 organization, you can check out our website at www.reinvent-productions.com. To directly support our upcoming productions, you can become a Lore Drop sponsor. For just $10, you can sponsor an episode of this podcast. All donations will go towards support for our next production for this year's season. Funds will go towards paying production staff and our poster artists for their fantastic talent and time. We work to bring 5 new productions set within the world of Reinvent with every season, and your support goes a long way in making that happen. Our next production is Spotlight Volume 1, a Reinvent short play festival, which will feature 8 brand new short plays all written by local writers in our community. You can donate at givebutter.com/Lore Drop sponsor. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at reinvent.productions, as well as on Facebook and Twitch, where we stream gaming and a look behind the scenes on how we create our new works. Be sure to follow us to stay in the loop about upcoming productions, auditions, and more. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Lore Drop.